We're excited to still be playing. It's like I've said, this is a group I really enjoy being in the practice gym with, and you know, so I'm excited about being back in there with them today. We'll get a good workout in today and tomorrow, and then head out on Wednesday for California.
Dennis.
Stanford has a different coach than they did a year ago when you played them, and it's someone you know from Illinois. Has he had any impact on the way they play, or do they play similarly to what you saw last year?
It's a lot of the same personnel. You know, they graduated Inky Joniku, who's one of the most dynamic players in the country last year in the middle, and then they graduated an outside. But they've got everybody else coming back, and that won the national championship. So, you know, Kevin's a pretty smart guy. He's not going to go in there and reinvent the wheel. You know, I'm sure he's added his own, you know, his personality to it. I don't think he's somebody that's going to change who he is. A lot of the things that they were doing last year, they're trying to do this season, and rightfully so. You know, but with that said, you can see that I think they're a little bit better blocking team this year, and you know, I thought they were a pretty good blocking team last year. They're serving really aggressive. Probably have a little bit more back row attack involved this year than what they had last year, but it's a lot of the same personnel and doing a lot of the same elite level things.
Okay. Especially from Dana, did you think you'd get this much from your young players this year, and then continuing that from the regular season into the postseason?
Well, you certainly can't expect that out of young players. This is a difficult schedule that we've had, a very difficult conference, and you know, the NCAA tournament is you know, is a different animal in itself. You know, but one of the things I've been really impressed with is our younger players. You know, when they've stood tall, when they've gotten pushed, they've pushed back. They haven't gotten smaller. They enjoy being in big moments. They you know, I think that they enjoy it when the other team is kind of you know, they get knocked down. They have no problems getting back up and being aggressive. And you know, I love the mentality of our young players. It's very different from how a lot of young players kind of go about things. Is you know, when the moments are tough, that they're in it. But you know, Dana specifically, I think she's turned into a player that is, you know, just she wants the ball. You know, she's you know, she has an error. She's going to come back and not only want it, but she's going to go in there aggressive. It's been hard to keep her down mentally, and that's you know, at the end of the day, that's probably the most impressive thing about her is her willingness to stay in the fight.
Brian?
Can last year's match against Stanford have any benefit for your club at all? Because it's so different. I mean, your squad obviously is a lot different, but can it be any benefit at all?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we're not going to talk about it. It's not because it's just you know, a lot of our kids that are on the team right now, and even quite a few of them that are playing. You know, last year they were getting ready for West Central High School or something like that, and finish up their Christmas shopping. So you know, they weren't any. I'm not sure they've. You know, we've got players on our team. I'm not even sure they know who Inky Joniku is. You know, and you know, so it just doesn't benefit those guys. You know, the older players are different roles, and you know, it was a fantastic match, a great NCAA tournament match last year, a great environment. You know, their best player is gone as well. They've got a new coach. It's just, you know, we're trying to, you know, I think our energy and our focus will be, hey, we've got an opportunity in front of us to continue to keep playing and keep advancing in the NCAA tournament. Let's keep the distractions out and focus in on what we've got to do, and that's beat this year's Stanford team with this year's players.
What does it say about Lauren Gillis that just she ends towards the end of her senior year, she's a defensive specialist and a server for you, which probably wouldn't have seemed very likely a couple of years ago that would be a role that she would have at this point?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think we've downgraded Lauren at all. You know, it's fortunately we've gotten to the point where some of our players have continued to get better as the season has progressed, and Grace is definitely one of them, and has put herself in a position where she's turned herself into a really good player this year, and that's credit to her of continuing to get better. And and so when we have an opportunity in a big match of making a sub, you certainly feel comfortable going with somebody like Grace. Lauren all weekend was battling a really tough back. I'm not sure she got any, as you know, I'm not sure she got any sleep Friday night and going into Saturday. Saturday was kind of a game time decision on whether that thing was going to loosen up for her. And hopefully as we go through this week, that's going to get a little bit better. We're not really sure if she slept on it wrong or just, probably heading into finals week carrying a lot of books in her backpack or something. But, so I'm sure she'll be better and going into this weekend. Or we got a great training staff, but the mentality. Lauren's one of the most selfless players I've ever been around. One of the most positive, optimistic people on the planet. And after the match, I don't think there was on Saturday. I don't think there was anybody in the locker room that was more excited for Grace than Gilly. I mean, she was just. She's all in for her teammates. She's all in on this team, and she just wants to contribute. She wants to try to find a way to help out in whatever role, and she'll be involved in a lot of big points for us. I'm sure this weekend, but I don't think her character doesn't surprise me whatsoever, and she made a lot of great defensive plays for us this weekend and handled the ball pretty well. So I thought she did a really good job, and Grace came in and she was holy cow. I mean, hit whatever she hit, pretty high percentage, a lot of kills for us, and I thought she managed the moment really well also.